Well, the Harkles from MelodramaCITO have struck again. And this time I think they might have actually brought themselves undone. I think they've gone a little too far this time, and many of you think they have too. Now, I'm going to get onto your comments really, really quickly, but I just want to tell you my take on this. And I've got two sort of views of it. The voice that I trusted most about this was an ex-copper called Bo Dietl, who runs a premier security agency in New York City. And he was at an event the same night that this supposedly unfolded, I think last night in your time. And he was actually escorting celebrities in and out of a Disney event without any problem whatsoever. And he suggests that they should probably sack their security detail because he said that the first thing that would happen if this really unfolded like their spokesperson claimed it did, the first thing that should have happened was that they should have been taken off the road. They should have been taken to a place of safety and off the road. That's the first thing you do. There's no way you drive around for an hour and a quarter, then decide to go to, an NYPD for help and then end up in a yellow cab. And I mean, it's stupid. It's like something out of Keystone Cops, which is an old 1930s silly silent movie. It's ridiculous. So he said that, any security detail worth their salt, that this would not have unfolded this way. And he's a New York ex-detective of 37 years experience. So I would like to take his voice as a voice of reason, and he says that this is absolute rubbish. Okay. Now, having said that, if Harry was in on this little stunt, then I think that his behaviour is just disgusting. Ever since he's met Meghan, he has gone about destroying his own mother's legacy. Now, it used to be that people used to talk about Diana's AIDS work and also, her work with landmines, things like that. On her birthdays, anniversary of her death, people used to bring up the good that she did. Now, she was far from perfect, but she did some really good things, and people used to talk about the good things that she did. Since Harry met Meghan, that legacy has been totally destroyed. She's been reduced to her death. She's been reduced to a meme. She's been reduced to a crumpled wreck in a French tunnel. That is what he has reduced her to. That is what he has managed to achieve. And I find that shameful. And I also think that it is absolutely brutal that he keeps using his mother in the media this way and bringing up her death for his brother who suffered the same loss that he suffered, that walked behind the same coffin he walked behind, that lost his mother. It's cruel. It is just cruel. And it lacks courage, it lacks dignity, and it lacks honour. And I am really, really quite cross and angry about it, as you can probably tell. So that's that opinion. The other opinion, and it's a final opinion because I want to get onto your opinions, the final one quickly is, if he's not aware that this is all BS and that he's in some sort of sick Truman Show setup and he's believing that what happened last night really happened, because he could be completely taken in, then how sick is that? You've got a mentally vulnerable person really getting pushed to the edge, getting pushed to the absolute edge. And finally, what crossed my mind was Netflix. Netflix next season has the Diana crash, the Diana accident. And I really hope that in some way that this isn't connected, don't you? Now, I'm sure it isn't, and I'm not suggesting it is. Well, actually, I am suggesting it is, because it just seems like too much of a coincidence, doesn't it? Anyway, that's all personal opinion, and you need to do your own research and figure out what you think about it. I'm not claiming that I'm saying anything factual. It's all just heartfelt. But, oh, what a little creep Harry's turned out to be. What a little creep. Okay, on to your comments. Auntie Beck says, lots of people coming out to refute this tale get ready to be told their spokesperson spoke out of turn without their knowledge, because we all know it's never their fault. Yeah, we do, don't we, Auntie Becks? The eye rolling in my house is reaching catastrophic new heights. Yeah, I bet. Holly Brooks says, there's no possible way anyone could have a 2-hour car chase in Manhattan. I just heard someone chasing by on a motorbike. Sorry if you heard that. It's not possible. You can walk anywhere there faster than any car could ever take you. It's impossible. Well, thank you, Holly Brook. I believe it would be. And actually, the NYPD and the mayor said it wasn't possible to have a 2-hour high-speed car chase, didn't he? Barbara Luch said, anyone leaving a Broadway play around 10 p.m. knows there can be no high-speed 2-hour chase, 5 or 10 miles per hour at best. Near catastrophic with no collisions, no injuries. This is an egregious lie. Will it be tolerated? Well, I hope it isn't tolerated. I think that if there is evidence from cameras, evidence from people, I think they need to take action. And I think the NYPD needs to sue them for any expenses that they incurred stepping in on this one. You know, it's awful. Cup of Tea says, rehearsing Princess Diana's tragic death to be in the media. Shameful. Yes. Shameful indeed. Rensky said, if this is a lie, I pray they're sued and that this is their downfall. Yes, well, if anyone is going to anything is actually going to bring them down, it could be this one. It could be this one. They've really overstepped the mark. How arrogant are they? How arrogant are they that they don't think that anyone would call them out on this? They really do think that everybody else is stupid. I could just imagine, the script for the spokesperson being written out in calligraphy. It's interesting that Harry said to a friend that now he knows how his mother must have felt. Oh, my goodness me. Does this guy have no pride, no dignity? And let's suspend our disbelief and say it really happened. Let's pretend it really happened exactly as they said. Well, if Harry was a decent person, he wouldn't have issued a public statement, because the first thing he would know would be that they would compare it to Diana's death. And so as a good son, someone that cared about his own mother's legacy, he wouldn't have put out a public statement. There's no way anyone decent would have put out a public statement. They would have just dealt with it privately. Oh, I can hear all the bats flying over. Sorry if you can hear that through that. That happens to us when it gets to about 5:30 at night. Mary Lynn. Really sorry I missed the comments. You didn't. I waited so I could include as many as I could. I am a New Yorker. Okay, Mary, let's hear what you've got to say. No way this happened. Okay, case closed, video over. Mary says it didn't happen, and she's a New Yorker. The press release came from their spokesperson, yes. CNN didn't fact check this, which really pees me off. Yes, it's the CBS coverage. The CBS coverage, Mary, called them senior members of the royal family. Oh, I nearly threw my cereal at them this morning. They got into a black limo, drove to an NYPD station, had the police escort them home, which is confusing because they got into a taxi cab. The taxi driver stated it didn't happen. The pictures from TMZ show them in a taxi with the window down. The mayor doubts it happened. New York City is very good at dealing with celebrities. There's no video footage. They're trying to get you, the UK, to pay for security, such a load of BS. Exactly. But if their IPP status is reinstated, well, then I think people in the US would have to pay it, wouldn't they? I hope not. If they did, I think every taxpayer around the world should kick up in solidarity because if the UK taxpayer has to pay a cent for this dastardly duo, or the USA taxpayer has to pay a cent for them, then every taxpayer around the world should protest because it is not fair. It's absolutely ridiculous. There. That's what we're going to do. Worldwide protest. Okay. The evidence is there, Lisa Smith said. They got photographed going in, coming out. There is no need for a car chase. The mayor has said you couldn't do a 10-minute car chase, let alone 2 hours. He did too. Actually, Angela Levin made a good point where she was saying that when the Queen lent them her bulletproof car for the Platinum Jubilee, they wound down the window when they were travelling in it. So it's a bit like the window down that the previous comment mentioned, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. If you're worried about your security, why would you wind down your window? Anyway, I'll keep going with Lisa Smith. Okay. The police have said alleged car chase, no injury, no crash, and their statement makes it sound unlikely. The taxi driver said there was no chase. You can see photos of them standing outside the taxi. Meghan Markle with a smug grin on her face inside the taxi. I haven't seen that. I'll have to look that up. And they're not wearing seat belts because it's not moving. And ask yourself, why are they in the taxi when they went to the event in security cars with blacked out windows? Well, that's the thing. Oh, someone's racing by there. That's the thing, because there was reports that it was their security details cars with the blacked out windows that were the ones taking evasive action and going up on footpaths. And now I may be wrong, and apologies if I am. This was just a report already published, so it's out there, saying that they were the causing the havoc everywhere and the drama. And the taxi driver said there was 4 to 6 paps, but they were back away and they weren't causing any trouble, and at no time did he feel unsafe. And then I'll read a few short ones because otherwise if we read really long ones, no one else gets a turn. So Alicia Quintero said, poor Prince William. I know, it's heartbreaking. This is sickening and he must feel really hurt. Harold is very sick, malignant and twisted. Well, to do this, I think, yes, I agree. Okay. Maureen Moran says, disgusting. Even Backgrid have put out a statement. It was their own security team that was being reckless. Yes, I heard that too, Maureen, and spoken to by the police, not the photographers. Think H&M could be in a spot of bother with this little escapade? Well, we can only hope they deserve it. Just Me says, this only proves that Meghan is a terrible scriptwriter. Yes. Carol said, I think this is drama being played out to prove that he needs UK police protection. Yes, someone else in another comment that I mightn't get to said that he was videotaping it, so he's probably going to submit that as evidence in his case. I hope the judge sees through it. I hope they do. Snappy Speak says, man, this was low even for these two. Rita Henderson said, the best part is they got called out almost in real time. They live in a bubble. And the more the bubble gets punctured, the sooner the whole thing bursts. Oh, yes, I'll take out my hat pin and I'll puncture their bubble, Rita Henderson. Snappy Speak says, you're fun, Shauna. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I think you guys are fun. I think you guys are just a delight. Little Bird says, I bet their new PR firm is not very happy with them right now. Yes, I don't think things are going very well. This little stunt seems too low class to be suggested by an expensive firm like the one they just hired, and now they're going to probably end up having to clean up the mess. Yes, they're going to earn their money, aren't they, the new PR firm? Oh, yes. Kevin Poole says, gosh, golly, cheese whiz, who to believe? So many conflicting reports. Methinks of poor Lady Macbeth. Out, out, out of the damn car. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. That's what Lady C says, doesn't she? Yeah, madam. That's good, Kevin. And they're a little too long, so I'll just go down. Science Win says, the whole thing is so obviously staged and ridiculous, a desperate attempt to get headlines and sympathy whilst playing Diana. Well, that crossed my mind too, because you know how Meghan is an alleged narcissist. Well, you can't help thinking that she's thinking, well, if I don't get to be Diana, if I don't get to be Diana 2.0, then no one's going to be Diana 2.0. I'm going to destroy her legacy. And they sure have. They sure have. They've reduced Princess Diana, like I said, to the way she died. That's all anyone ever thinks about now. So thank you so much for contributing all those comments and for getting onto it so quickly. I think we've got a community of detectives, and the way you hunt out information and you get all the good goss straight away. Well, I should say you get all the good facts and you chase it down and you post it in the community pretty fast. You're all legends, and I just love you so much, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.